Hello friends, welcome to the Elite class. We are back with our answer writing session. Before starting this session, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, kindly subscribe to it and remain updated about the new videos in the queue. There is an important announcement for JKPSC KS mains aspirants. We are going to start the mains test series from 11th of September, and it will be beneficial for your preparations. The feedback of each paper will be given, which will help you to gauge your level of the preparation. So grab this opportunity now. Let's get started. So in our previous video, a practice question was given as homework to you, to which I got some responses. First of all, thank you to all those aspirants for showing faith in us, and I hope those feedbacks will be helpful for improving their answers. So first we'll discuss that question and then we'll move forward to our question for today. So the question we have given in the practice was how will the melting of Himalayan glaciers have a far-reaching impact on the water resources of India? Examine. So this is how we're going to discuss this question. In this question, first we will have to know actually about in the introduction. First we start with the introduction, and in the intro we'll write about the glaciers. Glaciers being the main source of the water on earth, and Himalayas being the third pole on earth, and it will be a source of river not just for India but for the neighboring countries as well. And we can also write in there that every civilization has started near the rivers. The new cultures have established near the rivers, the languages and many societies have commenced on the bank of rivers. So this is how we can start in the introduction, and then we'll move towards the present scenario of the glaciers. So in the present scenario we will be writing it in this form so that it will be more creative and at the same time a very different answer, so it will save your time. So in the present scenario you will be pointing out that melting of the glacier and why, what are the reasons behind it. First is the global warming, second is the construction in the hilly areas and the seasonal changes we all are aware about. Second can be the speedy warming of the Himalayas, what is actually the average, and they are speeding up their warming even faster than that. And third we can point out the human negligence, that is as per as the SPCC, that is the Sagarmatha Pollution Control Board, they have said that tons of the plastic was found on Mount Everest. So it was due to our human negligence that which is affecting the Himalayas right now. So we can point this as well. Then explaining the impact of the glaciers, impact of melting glaciers. So it will have impact on the monsoon. You can tell that it will impact on long term and short term as well. The rainfall will be affected for sure. It will increase and it will destabilize actually this flow of the rivers. Sometimes it will be less and sometimes it will be more, and when it will be more, so it will cause floods, and floods will also lead to erosion. We also know that Himalayas are the biodiversity hotspots, so there will be loss of biodiversity, and due to melting of glaciers, and due to which we will lose our biodiversity. Third will be the glacial outburst, as we have seen in the Uttarakhand. That was an incident which took place, and that was a glacial lake outburst floods. And one more thing is that glacial melting could result in more stream flow, but for a shorter span, and then it will be reducing it for long term. So reduction in the flow of the source will cause, if we will see that the melting of the glaciers will result in the streamline flow to increase in the rivers, but it will be for a shorter span of time. in the long run, when there will be no glaciers, so there will be no source of rivers, so water will be decreasing. So this reduction of the flow of source will lead to the drought conditions. It will decrease the water, groundwater. It will cause the food insecurity problems, and it will also lessen the drinking water availability. So this will be the effect of the reduction of the flow of source. Now in conclusion, we'll be writing that Himalayas are very valuable ecosystems. We need to conserve them, and according to IPCC, Himalayas are melting at a very alarming rate. Steps need to be taken so that we will be conserving such biodiversity hotspots, and it is said that about two-thirds of the glacier in the Hindu Kush could melt by 2100, and for to stop this we have to stop the global warming, and also should be very responsible about our duties, and act with due diligence and without any human negligence. So this is what we can do. So this is how we can approach this question, and many responses I have got, and they have also tried their levels best. So this is the practice question. So let's move forward towards our question of the day. And our question of the day is, how does globalization affect the Indian society? How this globalization is affecting our Indian society. So we'll discuss this today. So before starting this question, we should first be knowing what is globalization. It is simply a process of increasing the interdependence, interconnectedness, and integration of the economies and societies to such an extent that an event in one part, it can globally affect the people in another part of the world. So it will connect the economies in such a way that any of the happening in one part of the world can affect the economy in the another part of the world. So this is what we called as globalization. Now this is there are sharply divided with regarding the effects of globalization. It will have its positive as well as its negative impact. Now we'll see how it is impacting our Indian society one by one. Starting from the impact of the this on the Indian culture. So we will see first the positive impacts. The positive impact of the globalization is first the revival of yoga and Ayurveda. Second is the demand for the local handicraft at the global level. And number third is the global tourism, which has led to the preservation of the tradition and diversity, because due to increased global tourism, we are focusing more on preserving our heritage, and that is a positive of globalization. Our yoga is being revived, and our local handicrafts are increasing in demand. So that is why this is a positive of globalization for the Indian culture. What is negative? That is it is affecting our family structures. Very, it is impacting our social values. It is impacting our marital values. So this is the negative impact. People are more towards the negative things rather than grasping the positive things. Impacting the social value is a big threat for the Indian society. Moving forward to the impact of globalization on the women, so we'll see the positives include the women have developed the entrepreneurial attitude. There is a spread of feminism to a greater extent in the society. The rural women are revamping, and there is a reduction in the maternal and the infant mortality rates. And there has been lots of cultural changes that are empowering the women in many spheres. So this is the positive of globalization. Negative of globalization is the workplace exploitation that women are facing, the dual responsibility of home and office the women had to face every time, and commodification of women through social media harassing and many other medias or platforms. Moving forward to the impact on the youth of India. So, globalization has a positive impact on the youth of India by giving them high regard jobs, by making them skillful, giving them number of choices for their career, and giving them the global teenager representations. So this is simply a positive of globalization for the youth of India. Negative includes that there is an increased urban poverty. They have developed the consumerist attitude, and there has been a very huge distance developing in between the relations, and there is increased case of the depression and suicides among the youth. So these are the negative impacts of globalization on our Indian youth. Moving forward to the impact on economy. Positive impact are increase in the innovation. In the innovation field, we are doing very good. There has been a revolution in IT and telecom sector. The poverty is reducing to a greater extent gradually, and there is an improved health technology as well. The customized and quality products are available for consumers now, and there is access to the global capital reserves. So these are the positive of the globalization. Now, negative impact on economy are simply formation of slums, spread of diseases, stiff competition to Indian corporate, and vulnerability to the global economic stocks. As we can access the global capital reserve, so we are very much prone to the global economic shocks. Moving forward to the environment, the impact of the globalization on environment, it includes the use of efficient technology to increase the production. We can use alternate source of energy like renewable energy resources. Creation of efficient technology to decrease pollution. So this is, we can have use of the clean energy, hydrogen energy, and many other such efficient technologies. But what is the negative impact of globalization of environment? It is simply what we can depict in our climate change, and climate change can lead to the loss of wild species. Like in the question we discussed earlier, it was about the melting of glaciers. So it was due to the climate change that the melting of glaciers is taking place, and due to which the biodiversity is threatened. So this is explanation of this question. So next is the exhaustion of the resources. Our resources are exhausted, and the last one is increase in the pollution. Pollution is increasing and it's impacting the environment. Then in the conclusion, we can write that globalization is acceptable when uniting nations, meeting global threats and all, but in preserving environment, life forms and the civilization. So it is acceptable only then when it will be preserving our environment, it will be doing good for the life form, and it will be creating the better civilizations for the future. So this is how we'll be attempting this question. And now we'll move forward to our today's practice question. So this is, explain the significance of the Eastern Ghats in India and suggest steps that can be taken to conserve the biodiversity in this region. So in this question, you have to explain first the significance of Eastern Ghats in India, and then you have to point out some steps to conserve the biodiversity living in the particular region of Eastern Ghats. So you can send your responses on the email ID, that is iastheeliteclass, and this email ID is also given in the description below. So this is all for today. Thank you so much, and if you have liked this video, kindly give it a thumbs up, and please do subscribe to my channel. We'll meet you in the next session. Thank you so much.